YouTube? Your boy Drew and I'm back for another reaction video. Today we're watching the top 10 times Superman was forced to kill in comic books and in movies. You tell by the hat, I'm a big Superman fan. He's my #1 comic book hero of all time. On the DC side, it's him, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, and then Nightwing. So, you know, from Man of Steel, it was a big controversy about him killing Zod at the end of the movie. I thought he should have done it, because what was he going to do to stop him from killing those innocent people? He did what he had to do. But, you know, some people don't like that Superman killing. But we're going to see the top 10 times he was forced to kill. The original link for the video will be in the description box. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below what we're going to react to. And without further ado, we're going to check this video out because it's going to be interesting. I want to see the top other times he was forced to kill and see what they justified as well.
He may not be born of this earth, but Superman is supposed to represent the best of humanity. A standard
He is the
we
best.
should all hold ourselves up to, which means living virtuously, helping people, and firing lasers out of your eyes sometimes. It also means not straight up murdering people, or killing at all, because that's not cool, even on Krypton, a place that was certifiably silly buggers. I'm Ben from Whatculture, and here are 10 times Superman was forced to kill. Number 10. Zod.
An example.
For 2013's Man of Steel, Warner Bros. Looked to Christopher Nolan's incredibly successful Dark Knight trilogy of Batman adaptations and decided they want more of that, please. So Snyder's efforts became the realistic Superman film, where death and destruction awaits around every corner. Basically, the entire last half of the film is Supes grappling with the Kryptonian bad guys across Smallville and Metropolis, highly populated urban areas that are completely decimated during the super-powered battle. The film also
that fight was off the
Zod
chain.
and Superman in a train station, with Zod shooting some I-beams that will evaporate a family if Supes doesn't stop him in time. So the Man of Steel decides to break the guy's neck, which is direct and indisputable murder. Number 9. A Kryptonian dragon.
It's not murder.
With the grittier style introduced in Man of Steel, DC Comics relaunched their whole shared universe under New 52, which has mainly been about eliminating interesting character development and making everyone angsty murderers. And Superman is no exception. A storyline in the Man of Steel's main title saw a mysterious Kryptonian villain trying to resurrect his homeworld, but on Earth, and apparently Krypton had huge dragons. Naturally, it's Superman's mess to clean up, so he hips and he hops and he bips and his bobs his way over there and starts putting the smackdown on this mythical, fire-breathing bastard. He roasts it with his heat vision, and it explodes. Admittedly, the dragon did have the potential to harm civilians, but Superman just killed a sentient being without really thinking too hard about it. And an endangered species at that. Number 8. Dr. Light.
He was justified for that.
The premise of the 11-issue Trinity War event was that Pandora's Box actually existed and was a crazy powerful ancient weapon that a lot of bad hombres wanted to get their hands on. A little way in, the Justice League end up in Kahndaq, trying to stop Shazam from causing a diplomatic incident which escalates into a battle between the League and the government-sponsored JLA. One of the members of the JLA is new recruit Dr. Light, who teams up with this nice team of do-gooders and ends up fighting Superman. And by fighting Superman, I mean having his head blasted clean off his body by Superman's heat vision. Everyone is shocked at the cold-blooded murder, not least of all Supes himself, and it's later revealed he was mind-controlled to do it as an ongoing campaign to discredit him. And the
Of course.
Number 7. Mixia Spitlick. Then himself. Over the course of the 2-part Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow story, Clark Kent's secret identity is revealed, and Lex Luthor, Lana Lang, Jimmy Olsen, and Krypto all get killed by Brainiac and the Legion of Supervillains.
Wow.
It transpires that all this was orchestrated by Mr. Mixia Spitlick, a being from the 5th dimension who previously turned up as a fairly easy-to-deal-with prankster. Transforming into a more formidable, mind-bending form, Superman realizes the only way to stop the being, whose name I will no longer mention, is to trap him between 2 dimensions, effectively killing him. I suppose you could call him a being from the 5th dimension with an impossible-to-pronounce name for wankers. # being from the 5th dimension with an impossible-to-pronounce name for wankers. Having broken his oath never to take a life, Superman enters the gold kryptonite room of his Fortress of Solitude, committing suicide. Number 6. Zod and pals at the end of
Exactly.
Superman.
Nobody says
The basic
anything
plot
about
of
Superman 2 when
is
he
that
just
three Kryptonian
tossed these
criminals
fools out the
escape from
way.
their Phantom Zone prison and start wreaking havoc on Earth. Zod takes advantage of Superman's noticeable concern for the innocent bystanders and starts purposefully placing them in peril during their fight in Metropolis. Realizing the only way to defeat the villains lies in his Fortress of Solitude, Superman then lures them there where he exposes them to a magical crystal chamber that saps them of all of their powers, rendering them useless and not at all dangerous. That's important. Not at all dangerous. Okay? Then he crushes Zod's hand to a fine paste and tosses all the baddies, not at all dangerous, into a bottomless pit.
And
where,
nobody said nothing when this happened.
they will surely die.
Nobody says nothing.
Number 5. Everyone in the olden days. In the early days, when his moral sticking points hadn't been completely nailed down, Soup's 30s appearances were full of Golden Age genocide courtesy of the last son of Krypton. Not wishing to waste any time, he got right down to it in the pages of Superman #1 as he threw an army general off a cliff and then destroyed an enemy plane without checking to see if the pilot parachuted out in time. From there, he blew up a munitions factory and appeared as a star witness in his Clark Kent guise at a criminal trial, ensuring the defendants all got the death penalty. In the next issue, he broke into a bad guy's lab and let him be consumed by his own poisonous gas, boasting that it had no effect on his alien physiology. Then, he caught a bomb dropped by an enemy aircraft and chucked it right back up, destroying the plane and presumably everyone on board. Oh, and finally, he let a guy who'd worked out his secret identity fall down a flight of steps and break his neck before he could spill the beans. Number 4. Imperiex and Brainiac to save the universe. In our world at war, Imperiex is slowly making his way to Earth, destroying every planet, star system, and piece of space junk he comes across during his journey. His intention was to use our world as the staging ground for the hollowing of the entire universe. Ultimately, Brainiac, a long-term Superman villain who was part of the resistance against Imperiex, betrayed the Earth and decided to shack up with the World Destroyer, absorbing some of his new buddy's energy and vowing to use it to rule everything. Left with no choice after conventional attacks fail to halt their progress, Superman shoves them through a wormhole that takes them back to the exact moment of the Big Bang, which, and I quote, spreads their consciousness across trillions of light years instantly. It's not conventional murder, but
it's still murder.
It sounds like killing to me.
We had to do
Number
it.
3, the Joker, in an alternate dimension. Injustice
The Joker deserved this one. He deserved this one right here.
Find people who made Mortal Kombat. And
I was so happy when he put his fist right through his heart, dog.
Why a load of DC superheroes and villains would be fighting amongst themselves, like Superman shoving his fist through the Joker and then murdering him by tearing out his heart, for example. The first issue of the comic opens with Batman telling Supes that Lois Lane is pregnant with his super baby, which is all very exciting, but whilst they're distracted by the celebrations, the Joker walks up to Lois and Jimmy Olsen in the street and shoots them both dead. Enraged, as you would be, the Man of Steel turns up at court on the day of the Clown Prince's trial and kills him. Batman can be heard from the rooftops yelling, "Oh, what the f***, I was just with you. And from there a superhero civil war breaks out. Number 2, Doomsday. For a storyline as uninspired in its conception as the death of Superman, the method of his demise was similarly dull, with new villain Doomsday being introduced explicitly as the Man of Steel's only physical equal, which meant that long-term fans and children alike were treated to a multi-page action scene of splash pages where Superman was pummeled to death by a big grey man with protruding bone things.
The animated series did this so well. It was so sad and so, oh my goodness.
It was all rather upsetting. However, as something of a silver lining, Doomsday had also died at Superman's hands during a brawl that caused a level of damage that would make even Henry Cavill jealous, the high-cheekboned c***. In this final fight, Kal-El decided to punch Doomsday to death just before he expired himself. Aww. Number 1. Zod and pals in Superman #22.
Yeah, we kill Zod.
We've already seen our hero
twice already.
Zod and his crew in Superman 2 and Man of Steel, both cited as being totally out of character and not consistent with the comic books at all, except that they absolutely are, and there was even a whole storyline about it back in the 80s, called I Am Superman and I'm Gonna Kill Zod. That's not real.
That's straight to the point.
In this adventure, we reverted back to Kal-El as the actual last son of Krypton, which meant that when he inevitably faced General Zod, he had to travel to a pocket universe within his own, where many Kryptonians had survived the planet's destruction, including alternate reality versions of Zod and chums. He then realises that the group was sentenced to death before Krypton was destroyed, and they only avoided that punishment because they managed to escape before it was dealt. And they had also just wiped out the human population of this alternate Earth. So Superman reluctantly took on the role of executioner, exposing them all to kryptonite that had no effect on him for some reason. Just don't question it. He did feel bad about it though, and maybe that's the most important thing. Superman shouldn't kill. True, which means that when he is forced to, it's all the more tragic. And that's our list. Make sure you subscribe to the Whatculture Comics
I learned a lot.
channel for
I learned a
more
lot with this one.
and don't forget to visit whatculture.com for daily news and articles. I'm Ben from Whatculture, and thanks for watching.
That was a great list. It's a lot of stuff I did not know. Growing up, I was not a big comic book reader. I'm just starting to get into the DC Rebirth of mine. I'm reading now the Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman Rebirth comics now. And, you know, I didn't know a lot about this. Does it make me change my outlook on Superman? Oh, hell no. He's still my favorite. Will always be my favorite. Just he's made some rather questionable decisions, I'm going to say about that. But this was very entertaining. I learned a lot about it, so this is definitely cool. Definitely go to Whatculture Comics, their gaming, and their wrestling channel, which is their main channel. But they have also top 10 lists and stuff like this. So I'll leave the link in the description to all 4 channels as well. Next one, we're going to do one top 10 times with Batman killed. And I'm going to laugh at this one because all the Batman fans like, oh, Batman never killed. He doesn't kill anybody because he's Batman. No, he killed a lot of people, and he does it with a grin on his face. That's when Michael Keaton killed a bunch of the Joker henchmen from Batman 1989. He did it with a smile on his face. So I can't wait to watch this one. Wait to watch that one. I'm sorry. So this is the video. Leave a like, comment down, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you in the next one.